Hello! Okay, so this is my 6th attempt in trying to record this video. So I've already recorded it like a bunch of times, and every time I've had problems with either the audio or the video and the audio aren't really lining up, and then the program that I was using to edit it was like not running, working, whatever. But here I am, and I've been gone for like over a month, and I'm really bad at this YouTube thing. I've learned that life gets in the way a lot, but I mean, I'm here to share my story, so here I am, back again. Side note, I just got this sick tattoo, and I love it so much. I got it with my dad, and we've been waiting to do it for like 2 years, so that was super freaking great, yes. Okay, so as you guys know, I just finished my freshman year at the College of St. Rose, and I'm studying to be a social worker. So going in to freshman year, I didn't really know what to expect. So this video is going to be about kind of, not really just like what I learned, but some of my experiences as a trans person, and how it might help other trans people who are going into their freshman year of college. So here we go. Number 1. So the first thing I was really worried about was like, is everybody gonna know that I'm transgender? So going into college, I wanted to live in stealth, so I wasn't really telling people that I was trans. If people like came and asked me questions about it, I was kind of like, yeah, okay, I guess I'll talk to you about it, or just like be straightforward. It was pretty much like, yes, I'm transgender, I use male pronouns, please don't spread it to the entire campus. I went through enough discrimination in high school where I wasn't ready to face it in college. But after going there for so long and becoming more comfortable with the people I was meeting in my surroundings, I decided that I could do more good if I told people that I was transgender and kind of educated them about like what I went through and my rights as a person, that I would be making a bigger impact that way. My initial fear was that everybody was gonna look at me and be like, he's transgender, and yeah, that's it. I was really afraid that I was gonna meet a bunch of cruddy people who were gonna treat me like garbage. I just didn't want to face it again. And so I kind of was hesitant about telling people until they became, like, I met them and was like, okay, you're going to be part of my, like, close friend circle. Because, obviously, because I transitioned in high school, all my friends in high school were very close with everything that I went through, so I just could openly talk about it. So I'm used to openly talking about it when I'm in a friendly situation, and I didn't ever want it to come out and be, like, a surprise to people, like, oh my gosh, I didn't know he was trans, So the people who were close to me, I decided to tell, and otherwise I wanted to keep it on the down low. And pretty much moral of the story is, not everybody knows. Actually, most people don't. I only had about 2 or 3 people actually ask around, like ask other people I was talking to if I was trans or what was up, and they were all like, if you want to know, you go talk to him. But nobody knows. Like, generally I passed really well. I guess I just went in and I was Hunter, and that's what mattered. I was just myself and tried to be myself as best as I could, and I made friends that way, and that kind of leads into number 2, which is about finding the right people. I went to a really small high school, so there weren't a lot of different backgrounds that people came from, so it was really hard to find exactly where I fit. It's very different in college. You are going to find people who love and support you no matter who you are, no matter what your major is, what you're pursuing, what backgrounds you come from. There will be people there who want to support you and who love you for exactly the person that you are. Graduating high school with such a small group of kids obviously put me in a very different mindset when going to college, and I wanted to pick smaller college because that's what I was used to. But I also didn't want to go to a college that had no diversity on campus either. So the college that I went to was actually really great, and had a lot of different ethnicities and like gender identities and sexualities, and generally people were really open about it. They also had a lot of different religious affiliations there as well. Super accepting of everybody, and that was a big thing for me, was finding the right group of people and finding people who actually, accepted me for being who I was. And I found them a lot easier than I thought I was going to. Definitely, like, don't be afraid to reach out and meet different people and try different things. I got really involved on campus my second semester, and I met a lot of really cool people who I'm still in contact with, and I'm super excited to spend the next 3 years with them. So number 3, definitely housing. So going to campus, I didn't really know what to expect, and I was not about to have a transphobic or homophobic or a racist roommate, like whatever. I just know that I wouldn't be able to deal with it, and I think also for medical reasons, and because I do my own injections, I was afraid of having a roommate and it like conflicting, especially because I wasn't planning on coming out to anybody on campus. So I just called the college ahead of time and was like, listen, I'm transgender. I'm really scared about having a roommate. Can I please room by myself? And I got a medical single, and it was simple as that. I also lived in a co-ed building, so there were guys and girls mixed on all the floors. I was the only guy on the first floor, and it was a gender-neutral bathroom. So open access to everybody, super safe. The RAs did a really good job of making sure that everybody was comfortable and nobody would like felt in any sort of danger while in like a bathroom, because all the RAs were really, really great about it. And it was probably something that really highlighted my freshman experience, because I did get to be in a co-ed house, so I met a lot of different type of people, whereas it would have been really different if I lived in a house that was just all guys. And most of my closest friends are girls who lived in the building. So yeah, I definitely, if you can get into a co-ed building, I feel like that's easiest, especially if you are transgender, because you don't have that kind of in between, like, oh my gosh, am I supposed to room with like if you don't have your legal stuff, am I supposed to room with my biological sex, or am I supposed to room with like my gender that I identify as? What kind of uncomfortable situations it's gonna bring up? But yeah, definitely call ahead to whatever college you're going into and talk to them about like what policies they have and kind of what safety they can do for you. Number 4. So this is where it gets a little tricky. I had a lot of issues with teachers when I first got to the college. Now again, because I was living in stealth, I didn't really like go to any of my professors and be like, yo, I'm trans, here's what's up. And I didn't really think I needed to until I started getting misgendered in class. So first semester, every single one of my classes, I got misgendered in front of the entire class. Now, I don't really know why. Like, I didn't think that I looked feminine, but whatever, there are reasons. What I did is after class, when it had, like, every time that I got misgendered, right after that class, I'd go talk to them and be like, hey, I use male pronouns, I do identify as a man, and I didn't have any problems first semester whatsoever. I do recommend that, especially if you're worried about stuff like that, that's a really awkward, really uncomfortable situation. So if you're worried that something like that's gonna happen to you, I highly suggest emailing your teacher ahead of time and just letting them know that these are my preferred pronouns, this is my preferred name. I know it's not on the sheet, like, if it's not on the sheet, mine was, because my birth name is also the name that I go by now. But a lot of times they print whatever your birth name is because that's what your legal name is. And so you can just tell them that this is your preferred name. You really don't want them to say your birth name out in front of the entire class. Let them know what your pronouns are, and I think it's a really good precaution going into a classroom. Second semester, I didn't have any problems with misgendering except for with one teacher, and they didn't even know that I was a boy at all. They misgendered me in front of the classroom, and I was planning on talking to her after class like I had all my other professors, but there was something about her that made me really nervous about talking to her. But I was lucky to have a friend in the class who actually ended up telling her later. It was like, hey, Hunter is a boy, and she was so shocked, had no idea whatsoever. So I think the next part that I want to talk about, which kind of goes into number 5, is have patience. I was really, like, I know when you come out and you start coming out to people, all of a sudden you want to like vomit it out everywhere, and it's like, yes, these are my pronouns, this is what I want, this is what I want there. But remember that a lot of people don't know. Overall, it's still kind of like a new concept, and I get that it's 2017 and we're progressing and all of that, but there are a lot of people who still don't understand. And I think my biggest tip to any trans person who is going into college is have patience. I'm not saying don't correct professors or other people when they use your wrong name or wrong pronoun. Like, by all means do it, and you're not being rude. And I know I've been in situations where I'm like, oh man, I can't say anything because I'm gonna come off as being an asshole. Don't be afraid to respect yourself, because you respect them and they should respect you just as much as you respect them, which includes name and pronouns. Don't be afraid to correct them, but also be patient, because remember that they're still learning as well. So number 6, and the last thing that I think that I really learned freshman year, is adventure is so important. Obviously, you're going to college to get an education, you're studying, you're learning new things, you're going to be going on, and it's for a career that you're going to have for probably the rest of your life, as long as you get a job where you're trying to, like, fit yourself in. But remember that adventure is, like, it makes the experience, because yes, you're learning through textbooks and all that stuff, but there's also a social side of you that's growing. My friend's mom once told me that I have to find my authentic self. And I was really kind of confused about that and like what she meant by that, because I was like, I'm Hunter, like I know exactly who I am. And then I got to college and I was like, wow, there's a lot of things that I never thought I would enjoy, or crowds that I never thought I'd really be a part of, just because I never got to in high school. And this kind of goes back to how high school and college are two very, very different things. Definitely take the step outside of your comfort zone to try something different and really expand on like who you are, because obviously you know your character and like who you aspire to be, but there are people you would never think would be as close to you as they are once you get to college, because you find people who really genuinely care about you. And sometimes you find yourself in downtown Albany at 3 a.m. exploring the city with a bunch of people you just met. And honestly, the adventure part was what made my freshman year as great as it was, because without that, I don't think I would have met the people that I did, or had the, built the self-confidence and the courage that I have now, and that has honestly made all the difference. So, those are my 6 things about freshman year that I wanted to throw out at you guys. Obviously, there's a lot more that happened freshman year, which will probably come up in other videos. But yeah, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you want more videos, and then you can hit the little like bell notification and it'll let you know when I upload. And I'm gonna do really, really hard, like try my best to upload more often, because this is not making it. Alright, thank you guys so much. Signing out.